Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Space. To Space Engineers, an early access game on Steam that I have slowly become, well, not really slowly, but very quickly become quite addicted to. This game is quite outstanding and is beautiful, and I plan to do a bunch in this game. It's basically, in my opinion, it's Minecraft in space. And what could you not love about that? So welcome. This is me, your host, Anubis Raw. And let me take you through a tour of one of the starting bases. Over there you see a very big red ship. And this is a little dock here with another utility ship up there. And the mechanics of this game are quite awesome. I can walk you through this space station and show you a few things. But this is basically an introduction video to some new content on my channel that I'm going to be doing, playing these games, or this game, as well as Minecraft. My current stuff is not going to stop, but this is going to be a feature on it as well. The two of them being just as important as each other. And as you can see, this base that you start with in one of the survival games is pretty complete. Lots of stuff going on here. But what I'd like to do is just basically take you for a little tour around what we got going on here, and then tell you about what I'm planning on doing. So, as you can see here, we've got the outside of the base. There's some rocket launchers up there. There's also Gatling turrets you can see right over there. And this is a quite large base on an asteroid in the middle of space. Now let's head on over to the hangar over here and take this baby here for a little ride. As you can see, it is a fighter with missile turrets and Gatling gun. Let's jump in. Oops, wrong button. Into here. Oh, actually, it would help if I opened the hangar doors. So as you can see, there's buttons and there's opening and closing doors. There's rotors and pistons and a whole bunch of really cool things in this game. And now let's bring up the HUD. There we go. We can see that our landing gear is in proximity, but it is not locked to the ground. So I can lift off and fly out of this ship. And we'll do a flyby of this red ship here. This is a large ship. I'm in a small ship. This guy is much bigger than the one that I'm in. This is a very cool game. And you can see over there we've also got a blue ship. Right there. It's another big ship that's in this starter world. We'll fly underneath it. And you can also see, if I stop here and look around for a little bit, back at the base. So there's the blue ship. Let's head back over to the base itself. And take a look at it from an aerial view. Or aerial, a scenic view in space. So there you go. It's quite impressive. And also, if you look on out this way, I thought I saw one before. Well, you can see all these little antennas that show you the green stuff is the stuff that's in my faction, or that are part of my base or part of my This is quite a multiplayer game as well, so there's factions and multiplayer servers and all that kind of stuff. But I'm looking around. I saw a red label before, but I'm not seeing one anymore anywhere around. But the basic mechanics of this game is very similar to Minecraft in a lot of ways, except for there is no food and there's no food of that nature, but there is energy. So we are in a spacesuit that needs to keep itself energized, and so you have to recharge yourself. You can do that in the cockpit of these small ships and the cockpit of a large ship. You can also do it in medical bays and things of that nature. Let's go take a look and see what's in here. But yeah, so it's got some mechanics like that, but also all this stuff is... This looks like a little hole that we probably shouldn't go in. We'll blow up our ship. But all of the stuff that you see here in survival mode must be constructed and built and welded together, grinded down if you don't want it anymore, and so on and so forth. Everything has to be built block by block, piece by piece. And there's energy through reactors and solar panels and a whole bunch of stuff like that. Every once in a while you might see what they call ships, cargo ships that will fly through your space if you have that enabled in your world, and I do. And I'm looking for one, and they'll show up in red because they're enemy ships. I'm not seeing one right now. So let me wait for one to come by, and then we'll take this baby out for a spin and do a little bit of destruction. We have enemy in sight. Engage, engage. Get up to full speed. Disable inertial dampeners. Approaching target. 900, 800, 700. Oh, they're locking on. Whoa! Oh! Didn't even fire a shot. Yeah, he was pretty well armed. I'm obviously gonna have to get better at fighting. And now I'm floating in space. Just floating in space. There's home over there. I'm floating very, very fast. Alright, we're back at the base. And obviously there's a few other aspects of this game. As you can see down here, we've got the asteroid itself, and this red material here is iron ore. And if I pull out my drill, as I get closer to the ore, it'll tell me what it is, iron, right? And so there's some silicon and some other things. And basic premise is we need to get up and personal here and start mining the ore, right? Collecting up all these things. Just a few little bit ores. And if I go into my, oops, not that. If I go into my inventory now, you'll see that I've got some iron ore in here. We've also, once you collect your iron ore, you're going to have to head over to a refinery and refine it up into ingots. And then you can take those ingots and then assemble them in an assembler into the components that you need, right? And yeah, so that little ship is done for. And everything in the base can also be, so on your large ship, on your small ship, they can all be hooked up, right? So if I go into one of these guys and head into the control panel here, you'll see all the things that are in this base. So there's lights and lots of lights, and cargo containers, medical rooms. Those are your respawn points, and how you can heal up if you take damage. That there's these refineries as well, right? And then there's also assemblers. So if we go to production, you can see the stuff in our inventory here, I can take that and I can go put it in, oops, not that. I want the system inventories refinery, right? So I should be able to just drop, oh, they're obviously not connected up to this. So you see it goes dark when these ones aren't connected up, but there might be ones that are connected up. But anyhow, so there's lots of, so refinery 2. Not from here, anyway. These are probably just random ones. They're not hooked up to an actual system. But yeah, so you'd hook them up and then you can assemble them into parts. So let's just go find, I shouldn't have walked away from that one just yet. But yeah, so we've got this drill, and we've also got a grinder. So I can go up to items like this and I can grind them down. And then I can actually rebuild them with the welder. Just like that. And we've also got a machine gun for hand-to-hand combat. And you can aim it as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so there's lots to be done in this, and as I said, there's let's just go back over to here. I'll just show you really quickly the the production here. So you can see, like, there's a bunch of blueprints for all the things that you can make in the game, right? And I'm obviously, I don't have anything here right now, and nothing's in this queue. But you can make all these different parts, and then there's the blueprints for all the very big items as well, right? And it'll tell you, you know, what you need and everything here. So stored materials, how much you have, how much you need to make these things, and then they'll assemble them up over here and output down into here. You can also disassemble stuff if you have it. So lots of pretty cool things. You can group things together here, right? So you open up all the blast doors all at once, close them. Same with lights. You can make groups for lights and all that kind of stuff. So there is just so much in this game, and it still is early access, but they update it every Thursday, and new cool things have been coming out constantly. So I think that you guys will all really enjoy this as much as I do. And welcome once again to Space Engineers. I'll see you guys all in the next and first episode.